One more thing. Oh, one more. Whoops, didn't close the door. Now it's mostly closed. Okay. Hold on. I don't understand why this is happening. Okay, I got it working. But before I start, I just want to say something about the Stanley Parable. So, I the Stanley Parable really defined something in my childhood. I don't know what, but I guess I don't know who I'd be if I didn't watch a whole playthrough of it. It was honestly the first game that made me cry. And when I saw that the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe had actually released, I really wanted to get my hands on it and see what was going on. So, huh, I gotta launch the game for the first time. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it does not have a valid digital signature? Excuse me? And by Davy Redden. Oh, we need English subtitles, just in case. I have. I have. Technically, I have. I've watched a whole playthrough. Hold on. Let me see if I could put this on. Game capture. Stanley Parable. Stanley Parable. Invisible. Hold on. I'm tabbing out of it. Don't ask me. Deluxe. Okay. Hold on. I have played it before. Just, I don't see a computer. I'm just gonna bring it a little higher because I know viewers will not be able to see a lot of things that happen in game. So where here I can barely see the computer, I'll bring it up a little bit further. Oh boy, oh boy. I'm gonna have this on full screen until I get all of these settings done. What the heck? What is the time right now? It is 5:13 p.m. Might as well make it 5:14 at this point. Let's go. Accessibility can be accessed from the main menu. There you go. Ooh, yes. Settings. Video. Windowed. Let's bring it down a bit. Apply resolution. Okay, this is 2560 by 1600. Does this fit? Oh, it does not. Just got to fiddle with the settings a bit more. Oh, fuck. Nope. This one. It's this one. No, it has a timing. thing to it, but I guess... Okay, I got it. Gotta move the stream here. Put that on top. Tools. I need to see if I can check. Stats. Yeah, that's fine. Chat tools. I want to see the status of the stream itself. But if that doesn't work, this is fine. Anyway. Analyzing vsync. Controls. E. Okay. General. V. Mouse and camera. I have no controller vibration. One-handed walking. Yes. Let's begin. The end is never. The end is loading. Never. The end is never. The end is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Until.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
You hate Mondays. Tradition Corp. Does something seem a little sus to you? I guess not. I'm just checking my face. I'm pressing buttons. Wait, no, I'm clicking my mouse, and it's making keyboard noises. I guess I just have a keyboard stuck on me now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Hey, why can't I jump? Hold on. Jump is space. Yes. Crouch should be shift. There's no sprint anyway. I can't jump. Let me jump. jump. Please let me jump, sir. It's very crucial. What's this say? Must be a good employee. And turn off all the running monitors so that they don't use any more electricity.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
No, it will make a difference soon. I fucking had it. Am I just made of a keyboard? Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Whenever I'm looking down like this, I'm just checking my phone.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck you.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ah, the lounge.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I love
Stanley
blue.
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I would like a cold drink. I should have a cold drink.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
I'm looking
Really
at the
worth
drinks.
it.
I'm looking at the drinks. I want a cold drink. I want to put a cola to my face.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
That's why everyone left you, Stanley. Okay, we're going.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I've played this before. I really want to see the ending.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. Really?
Yeah.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
I want to explore.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
No!
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here.
Oh, there
I didn't
is.
even finish building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see.
No, it's a little further down the line.
Elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What do you
Minecraft.
want to see? Vehicles?
Minecraft. I want to see
Stone
Minecraft.
trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I want to see Minecraft.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There
Yeah.
we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, Tell me about your experience with this new version.
Oh wait,
Would
this is
you
the
say that
baby
the game
one.
benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I want to see Minecraft though. So we press one, we press.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to
I want to
judge.
see Minecraft.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Ooh. Worldwide leaderboard. Wait. Good old Neil Skid. Wait, are these actually people? Only worse, 3% of players chose the blue door. Stanley is. Oh, that's me. Okay. Oh,
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
yeah, sure.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Oh, really?
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
I'd like
Perfect.
to see
Let
it.
me boot it up.
Oh.
In this
Oh
game,
no,
the baby
it's the
crawls
baby. You have
left
to play this
towards
for 5
danger.
literal
You click
hours.
the
I
button
can't
to
do
move
this.
him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4
4
hours. So
hours.
why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
You
Be
know,
sure to keep notes on your experience.
I just gotta click this button for 4 hours straight. Yeah? Sorry, my hand slipped.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to
I'm
spite me?
pro-choice.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely
I'd
out of
rather someone
ideas.
have an
I
abortion
can't
than
think
have
of a
some
single thing
kid
that
get
might improve the
into
experience
the
for me.
stupid
I'm not even going to
adoption
try. I'm
system.
out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes.
I remember
Seems like
the
it'll
route I'm
work.
supposed to be
Let's give it
taking.
a shot.
I remember the route I'm supposed to be taking. It's not this. Wait a second. This
Aha!
isn't.
Fascinating.
This isn't
What is this game is
Minecraft.
about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me
Firewatch.
that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley.
I
But it
don't.
seems there's even more.
Oh,
Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
that's a Minecraft sound. Do not tread on me. Wait, I want to look at. I want to take this in. What game is this? I don't know what the game this is. Oh, well, that's a funny texture. National Forest of Wyoming. Cookbook. Like, this is definitely some sort of survival game sort of thing. Propane. I mean, okay. If you haven't heard, like, having a job at a lighthouse is actually very risky, but it's worth. Is it even worth taking for, like, thousands of lives that you save? Well, maybe not thousands of lives.
No, it can't be.
Yes! I'm free!
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No! No! Ha!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
So Genshin Impact wouldn't work, huh?
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Rocket League!
Wonderful. See, this is exactly
Oh, wait a second. No, I'm gonna get run over by a car.
Around in, there isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I just got a clip of the back rooms. I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
Yes, it's sports ball.
Sports ball? Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely...
I don't think the narrator knows what Rocket League is. Wait! I can't F5. I'm so small compared to this ball. What the... Oh, I'm doing it, I'm gonna score.
Are you doing it?
I'm winning! Wait, I'm not winning.
Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric
I love balls!
experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Balls!
Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
The narrator loves balls too.
Balls.
Yes! Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't want to get squished. Oh. Oh! Whoa! That's not supposed to... Oh, God.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. You still have...
Oh! Rope. Okay. We're in a horror game now. We're really in it now. Just keep following the light, I guess. I really want to see where you go when you get more balls. This is very dark. I can't see anything. I'm just groping around in the darkness.
I wonder what he found.
Oh.
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me.
Sure.
Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
No, the end is never. The end is never. The end is never. Oh, we're back here. We're just gonna wait around here. We're gonna see what happens. I'm pretty sure this guy... Or, wait, no. Let's see if the broom closet spawns. I want the
All of
broom
his
closet.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Broom closet. Broom closet RNG. Broom closet. Give me the broom closet. Give me the fucking broom closet.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to
Speedrun.
admire it.
Stanley's Parable speedrun.
Wow.
Stanley Parable speedrun.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Is this lead again? It goes here, it goes down. We see another narrator.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
No.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ah!
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find
I just want
out what
balls.
lies at the end of this road you've
I want
chosen?
you to
Well,
spawn
don't
more
let me
balls.
stop you.
I want you to
see?
spawn more balls,
There's
please.
nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours.
I want balls.
What would have made this game better?
Balls.
What did you want to see?
Balls.
Vehicles? Skill
Balls.
trees? Work with me.
Balls.
You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain. Big steps we've made here today, Stanley. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked
Oh
it
yeah?
out of the
Is
park
it going to be
this time.
Minecraft?
Let's take a look.
Please tell me it's mine.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a
Oh, it doesn't even matter.
game
It doesn't
I've been
even matter what I
working on.
pressed at this
Now would
point.
be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let
Let's
me boot it up.
just get the baby out
In this game,
into the
baby
fire.
crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your
No,
experience.
I will let it perish.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, we're back up here.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted...
You're a park
purpose.
ranger. What are you talking
Yes,
about?
that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Minecraft door open sound.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
Yes, it is. I'm free!
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Ah!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
It's ball time.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh, well.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Well, for some reason, the goals have a void in them.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what
Yeah.
fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Wait a second. Okay. Yes, 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 yes.
Are you
Ball.
doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it?
Balls.
I'm like a child in a confectionery shop.
Balls.
They have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Balls.
Are
Balls.
you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope
I am gamering so hard right now.
It's over.
What?
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let
I'm
you,
just
Stanley.
slamish, sleepily.
Besides, you need someone
Okay.
like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose.
I thought the narrator was the physical
Now, I don't want to play with you
representation
either, so
of
goodbye,
a sandwich.
Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something.
Kid.
After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Well, no, you give me balls. Guess I'm running down here again. Balls.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. You still have...
Guess I just gotta fall down. It's all darkness. It's all darkness. I am so lost. Oh god. Oh god. Help. I don't know where I am. We're back here. Wait. Oh, it's lit up. Please tell me I'm not going in circles. Oh my god. Light.
I wonder what he found. If what...
Let's just reload the game, see if we get the broom closet spawn. If not, this is fine.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Still can't find what keeps me here. Been so
When Stanley
hollow.
came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Now I just wait on this thing.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
This is it.
That wasn't
This is
supposed
it.
to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone,
Yeah.
is taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes
What?
in, fade to white.
That never
credits.
happens.
Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
Yeah,
I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second.
Aha.
Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
I'm real.
I can't believe I was so mistaken.
Yeah, I'm real. I'm
This is
glad
why
you can
you've been
tell
able to
I'm
make
real.
correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision making.
I love this. Oh, I love this part.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For
Yep.
example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world
Yeah.
to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
Oh, wait a
Which
second. This is
choice
different.
would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you
The
find yourself
original,
speaking
he
with a
did a
person who does
terrorist
not make
attack.
sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying,
My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack. My goodness, is it 4:30?
Making choices
I'm
on
supposed to have a
regular
back
basis
sack and
is the
crack.
best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8?
Less?
And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices
There is
are
such
actually
thing as
meaningful and whether you'll
choice
ever make a
fatigue,
significant
and people just
contribution
stop
to the
making
world,
choices
just
for a day,
remember
and it's just
that in the vast
exhausting.
infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant.
Yes,
and the
correct.
feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Uh-huh. Oh, God.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry.
Oh, God.
Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Now, either way, it's going to be the same ending, as far as I'm aware, unless Ultra Deluxe added something. Because that is definitely different. Okay, I know it's the fences. But there's one thing about it. In the original, it's like you could spend years improving the lives of impoverished children and people, or you can burn everything in a 3-mile radius.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
Fun fact, you can
Just have to
die
get you home as
when
soon as
the
possible
fences are down.
before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Alright. Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. Well, I'm not lying. Oh, yeah. Things are a little more HD than I remember. Go back to the lounge room.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I'm a real boy.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And it'll be different.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now.
Yeah.
And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you?
I'm possessing Stanley from an outside world.
My story.
I just needed to see this ending first.
You would have seen it. There was
or
a
at least
whole
one
underground
first.
facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Doesn't matter what I choose. We'll go back here anyway. We don't want to be looping through that.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Money, 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 profits. What is hot? Stripes? Or something in the ideas bin. Lead ball up inside of you. Monetize. Free to play. Broom closet! No, I didn't need to go with the broom closet. I don't understand. I need this. I need this.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he
He's
would
mute.
draw from within himself
Probably.
the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
GLaDOS took the voice box.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
There's no microphone usage in this game. This is how it's supposed to be.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here?
I want to see you break down,
You could have gone
narrator.
through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
HD Stanley. Oh, is a white boy
Hello? Are you...
with a little bit of swag,
Okay.
not busting it down sexual style. Oh, this is sad.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
I wish I could.
This is more important than you can ever know.
He sounds so
I
defeated
need
here.
this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
The end is never the end.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Beep,
room.
boop.
Perhaps he had
Boop.
simply missed a memo.
Boop beep. Beep boop. Boop beep. New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Woo! We get to see it finally. New content. Oh, this is strange. Oh.
Hello, and thank you for playing
What?
the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
What?
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe,
Oh god,
a
this is good.
reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet.
I feel like I'm gonna get
It's
killed in
just the
here.
beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Where is the adventure line? I want to see the adventure line again.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it!
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Stanley, the jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I can jump in here! Yes! Yay! I can jump! Yes. I can jump in the circle. I can only jump in this circle, unfortunately. Does this unlock the ability to jump in the rest of the game? Because I would like to jump in the rest of the game. Well, that's it? This can't be it. It's supposed to give me more jumps.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Are you gonna give me another jump circle?
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
This is odd.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements. And
you can't
it's
jump.
hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter. Hold them personally.
Yeah, blame them on Twitter.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
Oh, it will. Probably.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
Sure.
And we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
It's a great time with the narrator in Stanley Parable. So that's 3 resets. Oh! This is different. Huh? Well, this... Hey. Huh.
Psst. Stanley!
What?
Come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
This goes back. Okay. Okay, this is the new content. This is the new content I'm looking for. Yeah, yeah. What do you have? Coffee nut. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
What is this, Elden Ring?
Just our little secret.
Is this fucking...
Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone.
It looks so open world.
Exploring all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Ooh.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember
Yes.
back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched?
Yes.
Back
Yeah.
then, video games had integrity.
They
Back
still
then,
do,
it
but
all meant
this is
something.
a Stanley Parable we're talking about. They blow this. They do so much more. Like this. Good times. The monitoring device. The doors. The other narrators. Let's begin again. It's a lot of this just repeat on repeat. CD. Money. Don't play for 5 years. Are these like actually things? What? Oh my goodness. It's hamster. Look, it's hamster. It's hamster.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley?
Yes.
Every game
Stanley
ever
Parable is the
created.
most
That's
game
how
ever.
grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was
Persona 3.
It
It's
was all of
fucking
them. And now
Danganronpa.
it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore.
It still is to
It's
me.
just a husk
You are still a
now.
Stanley Parable to
Lifeless
me.
husk with an hour of new elevator content.
It's down here. Memory zone maintenance. Stanley. The code. I thought that was France for a second. I was about to get real pressed about that. People play games because of what they can do inside of them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. Wait, this is taking a dark turn. Number is 29. Oh, the bicycle.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Another door opened. So this. We came in through there, though. That's where's...
These were simpler times, Stanley. what I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
If I did, I don't know where I'd be now. I don't think I think
Wait,
I'd be boring.
hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Cold drinks.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Not all of them.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full
Ooh.
completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! It's funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
There can definitely be things improved on, but when it comes to like DLC or improving a game, you have to do it right. No matter what happens, there's going to be bad reviews, and you have to make sure that there's legitimate criticism and not just flaming the game for not being to their tastes. You know. I know what criticism is. That is just their opinion.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear
No choice in games.
this preachiness gets
Non-linear
annoying
games,
fast.
preachiness gets
Preachy?
annoying fast.
Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
You are
This
fun
is actually quite shocking.
to mess around with.
I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
Terse.
You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it, well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his
Yeah,
long-winded
that's something
explanations
that
of what's
happens.
happening.
You
I
talk
wish there was
a
skip
lot.
button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that.
No, you just
If I'm
gotta
truly
walk through
too
it.
Preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews.
Whoa!
That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot.
What?
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works.
You could do that.
Perhaps that would have been the smart thing. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's...
Way too
there's really
long.
only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait.
How do we get out of here?
Where did the door go?
I don't
Wasn't
know.
there a door that led into
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place?
I was
I
thinking
don't
there'd be a
think
door
one
here,
can
but
enter
there
a room
is no
without a
door
door
here.
of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A
The skip
sufficiently
button
large crack
breaks
in the
it.
wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with
I'm
me.
trying.
We need
I'm clawing on the wall.
a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door.
Maybe the door is a skip button.
Lead from Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh my goodness.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen.
Well, we need to make a door.
How long I'll be made
We need to make a door.
I
have to tell you. We have to.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the
Can we
vessel
actually
I needed,
exhaust what
Stanley.
he's saying
Not the
and
outcomes,
get
not
through
the
this?
story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking
I'm gonna take it in.
These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me,
You
then
are real.
maybe
You're always.
it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something.
How long does this guy have to talk for this?
The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah.
You can see what this means to me.
Yeah.
I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
Silence.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
Are we breaking up?
We've been through. I've had So much time, I stopped keeping track after a year.
A
Have you ever
year?
sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt...
Okay, we're gonna have to bust through this place. The narrator is no longer here. Where is the door? I'm trying to make us a new door. The narrator simply isn't here anymore. He's probably waited for like 10 years.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't...
Come on. He was just ranting in this room. For how long? We're just stuck in here. I'm really tempted to just restart the game.
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
He's gone crazy.
End is never the end, 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 is never the...
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never... Come on. It's open. Is it open? Please tell me it's open. We just have to wait for this place to fucking decay so we can fucking escape. There's light. We're almost there. I'll get you out of here, narrator. Please let me through. Please let me through. Christ. This. No. Oh, oh! An escape! An exit! And... Oh. Oh no. Oh no. We're free, but at what cost? The narrator has ceased, probably. We just gotta keep going in one direction. See what's out there. Whoa. Oh, that's an ending. Oh my god. What the hell is that?
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Well, it's a white void out there. It wouldn't matter. Where's the freaking... Oh god, I have to go through regular endings to get this. New content! More new content. I don't.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Still can't find what keeps me here.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
Broom
boss's
closet
office,
spawn.
hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
Broom
So
closet.
he turned around and got back on track.
I will not. I will simply sit here and watch you rant on about me. I love this
There was
HD.
nothing here.
It's not even a
No
broom, this
choice
is a
to make,
mop.
No path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
It's just the broom closet. Because it's the broom closet. I want the broom closet
It was
ending.
baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
There's the
As it is,
door.
He's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet fuck all. I'm playing with the door.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Well,
I'm not doing
please
nothing.
offer me some
I'm doing this
explanation.
door.
I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here. If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Broom closet spawn.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own...
It sure is.
Maybe when you go to talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending?"
The broom closet ending was my favorite.
Friends find this concerning.
I love the broom closet. I love balls.
Stanley was fat and ugly and hated his job. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
It's the brashest we've ever seen him.
Well,
Unless.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now.
I'm not dead, I'm playing with the door.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Bonk.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby.
Excuse me, I'm dead.
That your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Yep. That's the broom closet.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I get coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wait, this is... Oh wait, no, yeah. The boss's office is red.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered
I wanna
in
play piano.
disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Pressing buttons is what I do for a job. And I'm pressing buttons in the game. The end is never the end.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
Everyone else had
This
escaped.
question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'll go through these as scripted.
The lights
Whoa.
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Another one. Oh my god, this is exactly like the Portal 2 ending. No. JK.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Fired.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
427. Well. Yep. That's that. Is that like an anime girl screen?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his
Probably.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
There you are. System power off. Wait a second.
Oh, Stan.
Whoops!
You just activated the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
I can't read.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your efforts.
Stanley can't read.
But you
I
have to understand,
apologize.
there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
I forgot. I truly forgot.
And I believe you'll find this pertinent. Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your
5,
story now.
3, is that
Shape it to
1?
your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so
5,
little time
5.
left to enjoy it. Mere moments
that's 4.
until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time
Okay,
to talk
4,
about you,
3.
about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that?
2.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm
3.
in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I
Or
tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness,
is there a
there
blue
are
one?
34 seconds left.
Is there a
But
blue
I've
one, or am
enjoyed
I
this
just...
so much.
Ah!
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going?
I honestly have no idea.
Right now?
I'm supposed to be pressing the
Or did
blue
you
one,
just
but there is
assume
no
you
blue
saw
one.
that timer, that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first. So
Whoa!
you can't.
Hey!
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30
Ah!
seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
There is no way to deactivate this.
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
But... Okay. Okay. There is no way to disable it as far as I'm aware.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Beep boop. One of them should say awaiting input, but that doesn't happen here. God.
When Stanley came to a set of
I just
two
need to
open
find the
doors,
right
he
prompt.
entered the door on his left.
Where's the prompt? It's fastest
Yet there was
ending
not a single
to get.
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might find coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Walking downstairs leads to the executive bathroom. Ah. Got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. See, that's a lovely purse. I've never been able to go in here before. Extreme bathrooms. Got the feeling money's for stealing, but I'm not yours. Of course, they say that's a lovely purse. That doesn't work unless I'm gonna sit in here. I'm gonna sit in here. I have no shadow. Huh. Is the narrator gonna come for my ass, or I mean, just refuse the washroom? I just want to fuck around in this narrative. Still can't find. But I got stuck on the washroom. Input. Input. Ah! Oh my god. So, okay, it does save the progress. It just needs to be at one of these computers. At 5, I think I
Stepping
can
into
still...
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret
so much
that lay
sound
below his feet. And
You
so the
hear
boss
that, right?
assigned it an extra secret pin number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Speedrun, speedrun,
He stepped
speedrun,
into the
speedrun,
newly
speedrun,
opened
speedrun,
passageway.
speedrun, 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 speedrun. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Stanley can only communicate through clicks. He is a bat.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Come on.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What? It's off. Oh. You there?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Wait.
Was it over? Yes. He had won.
Oh, the
He
screen
had defeated
shake.
the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to
No,
him.
it matters to me.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how
Wait,
to feel.
was there always a house
Whatever
here?
life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game. Wow, it took me an hour 47 to beat the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Door 420. Urban legend. More new content?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the
What
meeting
was
room.
this
Stanley
way
knew it
going
perfectly
down
well.
to again?
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yep, you take a left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nope. I'll go
Stanley didn't
down
want to
here.
go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Um,
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I am lost.
Now, let's see. We went down right,
Left,
left,
down,
left, right.
right.
Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Into the depths we go, and we're up here.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
I've
Quick,
seen this
Stanley,
already.
Close your eyes.
Ah,
Okay. We just have to get
I'm gonna
back
look away.
to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
sure.
How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
One more.
All of
Beep
his
boop.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
One more beep boop. It has to be here. Oh no. Oh no. It's gonna be in the executive office. You know what? It saves progress anyway, so let's go left. And we go down into
When
the...
Stanley-
Wait, what?
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over completely.
Oh, this is the adventure line ending.
Oh, did something change?
Let's go.
Stanley,
Let's go.
Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
I looked
Did
away.
you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
We're in the back rooms now. Yep. Back rooms it is. Oh. There's a door here that leads to a place. And here. And everything knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself. Well, that's not nice to say. Back rooms.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the
we're
game
back
again?
here.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Hey, That's why it's different. We don't get the big books.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Please? Please? Okay, no. Oh! Oh, shit.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Sure. Oh, there's a door. Wait, yeah, this is just the same place we've been. 420? Ah.
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Well, this isn't.
Now well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Yes, this is a cabin.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yay!
A lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
It's not over yet. The adventure line.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How
trademarked. The line is trademarked. Huh? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
It's going off the walls a little.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being by the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yeah!
cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important
Oh,
later in the
really?
story. Make sure you study it closely
Ferns are
and
important.
remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Now, this fern is the most ideal fern ever. It's the most fern ever. I need to remember that. Okay, adventure line. Let's go!
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Ignore the adventure line this time. I won't be seeing the input awaiting.
Stanley, I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Why not?
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
What direction? Oh, this direction.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I'm
Wild.
stuck.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no.
Oh, it's you.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
What is the
No
awesome new
lines or
story?
monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I'm acknowledging it because it's fun. Woo, woo. Oh,
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
oh, it doesn't matter in this,
If
I
need a minute
think.
to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So
What?
starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
The right door is the
Since
correct
answer
door, which is the
clearly
left
yes,
door.
then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Huh?
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
Find the
We're
confusing
supposed to
edging
restart the game
schedule. Narrator restarts the game.
8
Fifth restart.
times? That's really how all this goes? It's all...
Oh, well, after the fifth restart,
So now, according
it
to
doesn't
the
actually
schedule, I
happen.
restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?
Yep.
Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall.
Whoa.
Who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Oh, it will.
And the timer stopped?
Ah.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Break the cycle.
The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
Yeah.
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So,
Okay.
okay.
Hmm.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What? Oh my god, that that actually startled me. Yes! Yes! Input! Button heaven! Button heaven! Button heaven! Yeah! Button! What happens if I push all the buttons? Oh, I can't. Yes! Button! 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 Buttons! Buttons! Oh, I think this is it though. Ugh. Buttons. Huh?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages.
Oh.
If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately.
Okay.
Cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual
At first,
sphere.
Stanley assumed
Thank you,
he'd broken the
and have a
map
pleasant day.
until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think?
I think
It's a fun and unique place to be.
it's a unique
Why don't
place.
we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop?
It'll reset.
Do you think it would have been particularly different?
Mm-hmm.
Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Probably.
This whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it.
Huh?
If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Why is someone over my shoulder? Huh? Huh? Why are you saying this? The end is... Oh my god, the end is never, the end is never. What happened here? Oh god. I mean, I know the narrator is over our shoulders, but...
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Is this the same thing? Is it gonna be the same DLC rant? Ah, we get to go through it. Pretty fast. That's
You
good.
see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
Yeah, most
The
of my
original
playthrough so
Stanley
far has
Parable
been
was a
just the
landmark.
regular
Any
stuff.
new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step
Whoa.
even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley
Ooh.
Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Oh. Two!
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now
Two
that's
birds.
an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Two Stanleys. Peggle.
Now, to be
Two.
clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Scrub.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
You don't know how hard game dev is. I don't know how hard game dev is, but I just know it's hard. To the show floor. Oh. 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 Huh. Wow.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
What are the new features? There's so many doors. Please no screenshots. Ray traced. No content. Just the right amount of change. A button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Jump circle. Infinite hole. Infinite hole? I've never seen the infinite hole. I love hole. Reassurance bucket. No screenshots. I want the... What's the reassurance bucket?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
Where's the bucket?
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your
Where's bucket on head?
heart. It's
Bucket hat.
as long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance.
I already
while
do.
bucket is in
The
your
Stanley
arms
Parable
and
did
at
that to
your
me.
wrist. It's a much more convenient solution for me than actually
It hits harder than
redesigning the
drugs,
game
I
to be
swear.
less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh, hold on. Someone's calling me. Hello? Hi. What game? Oh, okay. I'm just okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, bye. Would you look at that? Didn't know my mom liked to watch sports ball or sports circle hockey. But let's touch the bucket.
Can
What?
you feel it?
What?
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Yes.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
Yeah.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm gonna hold this bucket forever. This is a HD bucket.
For most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
This isn't my most enjoyable bucket, if you know what I mean. Hear your name in the game. Oh, I've seen this. What's it here? Oh, this is backstage. No thanks. Not yet. I want to go to the hole.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one.
432?
I think in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday.
12?
Which would you go with?
Who's 12 in this office? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Twelfth birthday stepniece.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Oh!
Happy 12th birthday, stepniece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
The jump circle!
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable
Yes!
2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Unfortunately.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Aww. I want to jump some more. Free achievement settings world champion. That's new. I'm glad that you're able to allow me to make these choices. Bucket, help me here. Okay, no. Free achievement. Free achievement? Oh boy, do I love free achievement. Pull the lever. Get yours right now. Oh, this is...
Now, here's something special. You remember
sus.
that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yeah, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken.
Give it to me!
Like a wizard, Stanley. But I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Let it happen! Oh my god.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I want to see Hole. Is that Hole? Time, depth, space, time pass. Deeper. Time and depth. Hole like infinity. Space like infinity. So Hole is both time and space. I love Hole. See, this is a hole. The rim. There's a rim, there's a depth, and there's the surrounding area. This is a hole. It just keeps going. Hole. More hole. Yes, hole. If you enter a specific hole, You can become infinity. God, I love hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling.
Isn't that what Portal does?
The end of time, if you like. A stunning leap
Oh.
forward for video games as a medium.
Hole. I'm asking my mini hole, my bucket, if you will. Should we go in? Okay. Hole.
Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions.
This is your best. I love
Now
hole.
then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
I just want to keep
Do it
doing
on
this.
the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I want hole. Whee!
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again?
I love
I
hole.
don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole.
I don't.
It's
You don't
exactly
understand.
what
I
I'm
love
doing
hole.
right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them.
We must
How about
see
we
the
go
end of the
ahead
hole.
and press that teleport button again, so we can get back to what's really important about...
Whoa!
Goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty
That's
deep. It was more
what's
deep
called being
enough,
in
my
orbit.
opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem.
Oh, I can't teleport back up. Oh, fuck.
There. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
No, I just love
Why
hole.
don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
This is fine.
If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just
we
be
will.
up here when you're ready.
This is an amazing hole. I gotta say, this is the best addition to Stanley Parable. Love how I have the bucket with me at all times. Where am I supposed to go? Huh? Here. Hole. I am here. Yes.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Mostly. Oh, it's been changed to mostly infinite hole. It was a good hole. Settings world champion. I don't know what that means. Does that just mean first to complete the game? Guess not. I'm gonna hear my name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
You can always just take the name of the computer.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really
Hi, I'm
simulate
Jim.
the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself... Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished saying the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button.
I just really wanted to press the
It's just
button.
a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying
Weekends.
up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction
Wait.
as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim.
Wait, no.
And finally, dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim.
Excuse me.
Do you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If
My
so,
gyms have
then
been
please step
shimmied.
forward and press the button. Jim. Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
Gym button.
Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Oh. Okay. I am no longer Jim. I am whole. Can you press these buttons? I guess not. Whoa there, cowboy.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
No. We've been everywhere except up here with the collectibles. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find the collectibles?
Ah,
Oh.
collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's
I want
truly
this, I want
innovative
this.
is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply
Give it
collect
to
all
me.
of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Give me. I'm putting Jim in my bucket.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
But you just said. Huh. I need to see what this is, though. Let me in. There's something up there. There's all these pathways that just lead places, and I need to be in places. I need to be in all the places all the time. Insurance bucket too. I think we have to go to the exit. Because I think this is all we've done. I'll miss you.
All right, Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yeah. I'm gonna keep the bucket, though. And my collectible. Please, no screenshots.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Sure.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Oh.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley?
Oh.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
Well, the bucket means a lot to me.
Anything to create a
It means a lot to me to fucking
magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they wouldn't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it.
And that's what we're doing right now.
The original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
That's what we're doing right now in Ultra Deluxe.
With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Ooh. Oh! Hold on. Wait. This is going to be the same thing?
This is the story of...
We're back here. We have the balloons. We have the
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh my goodness.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Oh my god. Yes. It's everything I wanted. I can't pop the balloons, though. I want to pop the balloons. I want to stab them.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door of his life. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Bucket.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
Yes.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say.
I see.
It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders.
No.
But you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over.
No.
We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how
no, stop calling it
that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm sorry. Oh. Bucket? Oh, collectible! Give me. Like, how am I supposed to get it?
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy
Yes.
that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I'm loving this so far. Oh my goodness.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not
2584.
an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender
Oh God.
spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yes.
Was the bucket guiding him?
Bucket is God.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
The bucket must guide me through this adventure. Oh, imagine going through all of the story with the bucket. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
See ya.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
No thanks.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I am here because
At this point,
and this
Stanley and the
bucket.
bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Okay, I know it comes up. This bucket will be my savior. Yep, this is it.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort
It was all I
turned out
had,
to be.
and it's all I needed to
It
be
puts the
comforted
mind
in
and the
these
soul at
dying
ease
moments.
to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Yep.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Woo! This is the Stanley
It was a
Parable.
shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Oh, my bucket is gone! No! The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge, much like a bucket itself. The human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? I'll tell you one thing.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Dozens are put to death for attempting to make a double-handed bucket. Inferno bucket. No one can control a bucket. Lack of reassurance, negative thinking, negative forecasting, worrying. Level of water in the bucket. The stress bucket. Think of yourself as a bucket. Bucket. Well, this is taking a turn.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh. Oh! It is mine.
But there is something we can do.
Huh.
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Holding the bucket.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Well, that's it for buckets. Bucket-related fucking dialogue in this game. I guess Button Heaven is already there for us. We will not pick up the bucket, unfortunately. Oh!
When Stanley came
This
to a
is...
set of 2 open
Huh?
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, hold on. This isn't right. Oh! Trust the completionist instinct. How can we find them? Bottom text. There will be a reward for finding them all. Inside of a sequel exhibit, a private but smelly place for an important person. Nearby, a fireplace, somewhere both red and blue. Something to do with stairs. A large room with lots of boxes. So there's one in the storage room. The stairs. Where are the stairs? Somewhere both red and blue. That's gonna be... stairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Stairs. Stairs.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini
Stanley
stands?
floats? What about
Stanlerines?
Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like
I don't
that.
know.
Another Stanlerine under your belt. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other
Why,
strange
yeah.
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
He's
I'm
dead.
dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
He thought.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
How could it be a dream?
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back.
Yep.
The fresh air of a world outside this one.
Do it. Do it.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife.
Didn't know Stanley had a wife.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Ah!
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Well,
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
wait, this is different.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Oh, wait, I know
She
this.
arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
That's Stanley.
She would soon turn to go call for an ambulance. For just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Me.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
Oh, hey. Self-referential. Well, we're not picking up the bucket. Where are we? I mean, it does change the dialogue, but I want to find the figures.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way.
We need to find the
meeting room,
boxes.
and
There's one
Stanley
in the
knew it
boxes
perfectly
somewhere
well.
here.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach,
Oh?
giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room?
No.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not sure.
Whoa, hold on, hold on.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story...
Wait, we need to do this again. We need to do this again. The collectible's right there. I need to sprint.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Come on, come on. You got him.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines. And now
Woohoo.
I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
Figlies?
What name better
Oh,
encapsulates the intrinsic sense
that's a
of
cute
happiness
name.
that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Venting. Oh,
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it
Whoa.
seemed the office had begun. So far off the
Wait.
beaten path that it seemed the office had begun.
huh. Wait,
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you?
no.
Silly and trite explanation that would be.
Oh, you could have made at least
Forth
these
between you and
recordings.
me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording. It was
No.
all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling.
It's not
must
how
be
it
so
works.
simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
No, I just thought that.
You've done to me. This is all your fault.
Okay.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
No, it's right here. It's button heaven. Now that we've done the ultra deluxe stuff, it's all in here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So what is a place that's both red and blue in this game? Hold on. The path is a bit different. It's different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What is both red and blue? This is where we go. Red and blue, nearby a fireplace. Where do we know a fireplace? The executive office? It has a fireplace. Where else has a fireplace? "416. The red room."
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Well, that
What
was
could it
fast.
mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blood. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Must find all of them. I must. I must. I must.